This is my audience. My name is Whitney Williams, and I did my speech on who I think is a great communicator. We have nothing to fear but fear itself. Our 32nd president and my idea of a great communicator spoke these famous words during his first inauguration speech, March 4th, 1933. This famous quote sounds as though it would come from a confident, healthy man with nothing but a bright and smooth future ahead. Unfortunately, though, his presidency was nothing close to smooth. He took office in the middle of the worst economic crisis in American history. Already stricken with polio for 12 years, he had enough on his plate before deciding to run for office. With the immense amount of pressure on his shoulders due to hiding his illness, out of fear of being viewed as weak and unable to fulfill duties as president, there was no way he could have known his presidency would be such a long and difficult one. During his first term, he started policies known as the New Deal to help the American people find work and begin to get themselves on their feet. He took monstrous strides in foreign policy and affairs, and having such a positive and hopeful outlook and influence on the future, the American voters had enough faith in his actions that they voted him into a second term of presidency. He won in a landslide re-election. Fears of a new world war were being aroused, and he vowed to stay focused on the economics of his own country and not involve them in a war that would only bring them down. He did, though, openly back the Allies. Unlike any president before him, he ran and won a third term. This had never been done before, and there were no guidelines or rules against it. The American people had so much hope invested in this presidency. During the third term, an attack was launched on American soil that no one saw coming. This was another first in American history. Pearl Harbor happened on December 7, 1941. Later this day, he gave his famous infamy speech, and within an hour, a declaration of war was signed. The U.S. had just entered World War II. The U.S. played a huge part in the victory of this war. Upon winning the war, he also had another term to celebrate. The election of 1944 would be his last one. His health was beginning to seriously decline, and his wife was in fact handling much of his political business. After being president for more than 12 years, it seemed as though only a disease could be able to stop him. Pulling America out of a depression, not only getting them through one of the most horrific, but also being on the winning side of the war, and being tormented by one of the most fatal diseases of his time, he never showed weakness through his trials. Through his great communication skills, he kept faith of the people. He will be known for many things, and many quotes will be attributed to his name. But above all, he will be known for the courage, optimism, perseverance that he not only had, but is also responsible for instilling in the American people and the American dream.